Don't seem to find common ground with your coworkers? Watch this video for 9 ways how you can improve your workplace relationships. If you have tried different things to improve your relationships with your coworkers, to get along with your coworkers, and nothing seems to be enough or seems to work consistently, by the end of this video, you will have 9 strategies that can transform your relationships at work and beyond. Hello, this is Dr. OLGATARA, helping you engage the hearts and minds of your coworkers. As an organizational consultant and coach, I've had the privilege of helping hundreds of professionals improve collaboration on their functional and cross-functional teams. If you're interested to learn from me how to level up your collaboration, I can give you more details about that at the end of this video. So let's dive into our 9 strategies. Strategy number 1, intentionally choose to build relationships with your coworkers and do it with mutuality. People need people even at work. Wanting to get along with coworkers, wanting to have good relationships at work is very important to us to get the job done well and also to feel fulfilled. We have needs that we meet through relationships, such as to be seen, to be heard, to be understood, to make a difference to another person. We have those needs at work, we have those needs at home, we have those needs with our friends. This is just how we are as human beings, and we share all of those needs that we have. We also prioritize them differently, but those needs belong to all of us, and we also want to belong. That's also one of the very, very important needs, one of the core and basic needs that we share as human beings. Mutuality starts with knowing your needs and continues with understanding and respecting the needs of the other person. Consider a relationship that you want to improve. Depending on where that relationship is at, you may want to learn something about them, you may want to learn something from them, or you may want to see how you can help them. Mutuality is about respecting each other's needs, but you can also take it to the next level by helping each other meet those needs. For example, if your coworker wants to be seen and you want to matter, you can help them meet their needs and meet your own needs that way as well. For example, you can allow them to shine in meetings more often by giving them more airtime, or by inviting their input in front of other people, or by building on their points and supporting their points. And I would argue that you would matter more to that person if you do that, to that coworker, if you do those things and help them meet their need to be seen. Being aware of what is important to you is equally as important as knowing what's important to the other person for a productive workplace relationship. I will be getting to this point several more times in this video. So that is mutuality for you, respecting each other's needs, respecting your needs and respecting the needs of your coworker. Strategy number 2, question and challenge your own assumptions, preconceived notions, also known as biases, about others and about what is driving them. It may be driving you more than it's driving your coworkers. How do you do that? Well, you can get curious about your own thoughts and judgments about them. For example, do you think that a slowly speaking person has no sense of urgency? Or do you think that a person who is typing in the meetings is not paying attention? Or do you think that a person that says very little has nothing to say? Well, these are all good times to think again. People may surprise you. Develop a habit of connecting the dots for yourself and others, and call a spade a spade. And by a spade, I mean your own assumptions and biases. It typically helps to clarify your assumptions and to check if there is truth to them or if they are your own creation. You can do this by developing a habit of introducing your assumptions into the conversation and checking in with the other person if they are true. For example, you can say at the beginning of what you want to say, the assumption that I'm making is XYZ. I am assuming that XYZ. And then you can end, after introducing this assumption, you can end that statement with, is that a fair assumption to make? And then you can involve and engage and invite the other person into the conversation about this, and they will know more about where you're coming from and will be able to confirm whether or not it's a fair place to come from into this conversation about them, into this conversation that involves them. And this will make your conversation more mutual and less judgmental. Strategy number 3, look to learn from, not only about the other person. Having that cup of coffee to find out where your coworker is coming from, both literally and figuratively, is a great step. It's the beginning, but it's just step 1. You can do so much more by trying to learn from them. Your friends here will be curiosity and gratitude. Curiosity to learn from them will require some humility. Admitting that you don't know something yet, that you haven't cracked the nut on something, is most likely going to have your coworker respect you for your integrity. Asking for help with something that you haven't figured out, coming from a place of mutuality, is most likely going to have your coworker want to help you figure it out if they can. Being grateful to coworkers for something that you have learned from them or something that they helped you with is going to help them understand what is important to you. And if they understand what is important to you, they will likely have more fun helping you, because it is becoming easier to make a difference to you. When people are grateful to me for something they have learned from me, it always makes me feel like I want to provide more of those learnings for them. I want to help them learn something else. I want to help them out more. I feel more compelled to find other ways to help them learn and also to learn from them. Comment below in comments with one thing that you have learned from any of your coworkers that you are grateful for. Strategy number 4, get clear on the boundaries, expectations, and pet peeves. Boundaries are a line between what's okay and what's not okay with one person, and everybody's boundaries are different, so don't assume that another person's boundaries are just like yours. Brené Brown said it best: the clearer and more respected the boundaries, the higher the level of empathy and compassion for others. Fewer clear boundaries, less openness. It's hard to stay kind-hearted when you feel people are taking advantage of you or threatening you. Boundaries, both yours and the other person's, need to be respected. For example, gossiping is something that is not okay with me. So I will let people know that if they do gossip, I will not only not participate in that, but I would also be stopping them if they do it in front of me. Expectations are better off clear so that they can be met sooner. So go the extra mile to really understand what the expectations of your coworkers are and what they mean to your coworkers. For example, maybe you're okay with receiving feedback anytime, as soon as it arises, as soon as it happens, because you think that you can shift quicker that way. You can learn faster and you can shift quicker. But your counterpart may need to mentally prepare to receive feedback. It may be different for them from that perspective. Another example is that they may be needing some time to process some information, to get their thoughts together before they come up with an answer to the question, while you may prefer to talk out loud and talk your way to the answer. It is also often helpful to share the why behind your boundaries and expectations. For example, in the case of gossiping, I believe that gossiping is demeaning to people, and I believe that people are to be treated with dignity and respect. Therefore, I discourage gossiping. Pet peeves are another thing that are really good to know about each other. Those are those small things that can be distracting or ticking each other off unnecessarily. Say, one of my pet peeves is wasting time, and I let my coworkers know about that. Other people can't stand smacking chewing gum or when others come unprepared to the meetings. Strategy number 5, when you bring value to others, do it from their perspective. People are different, and what they find valuable is also different. So when trying to help them, try to do what is valuable to them and not necessarily what is valuable to you. For example, if they value that you come on time, but you're late and but you bring coffee to the meeting, they are not likely to appreciate your coffee, but they would likely appreciate it if you were on time at the meeting in the first place. These things may take some time in discovery, some trial and error, some asking questions and some observations, but it will require an effort that way, but it will pay out. When others are bringing value to you, and whether they're, even if you didn't ask, even if they're not hitting the mark, be receptive to it. You don't have to accept it, but acknowledge the effort, acknowledge that they did something to you. And if they didn't hit the mark the first time around, you may let them know what actually would help you in the moment, being supportive to you, or doing something for you, or supporting the point that you're making, or helping you figure something out, or just talking things through, whatever that may be. They are more likely to try again and actually meet your need that way. This will help you further your relationship and getting to know them better, helping them understand and get to know you better. When others bring value to you, say they show up supportive, or they give you ideas, they help you out, they help you talk things through, be receptive to it. You don't have to accept it, but acknowledge the effort. They may have not done something that you needed in the moment. They may have missed the mark, and you can let them know what would be more helpful than what they did. And it is going to most likely result in them trying again and meeting your need. This will help you further develop your relationship and let them know you better. Let them get to know you better, and you be more seen and more open to others. Helping a coworker and having a coworker help you is actually helping you bond more than a happy hour, because we are engaged in meaningful work, something that is meaningful to others, and that is proven to help us bond more with each other at work. Strategy number 6, understand your company culture. Relationships with coworkers are conditioned by culture. And by culture, I mean organizational culture, not only occupational culture, say between finance and marketing, but also organizational culture altogether, as well as societal culture, the culture of the country, the place where the organization is situated, where you are working with others. Think about cultures in other countries. The way they do friendships and the way they do business is probably different from how you are doing workplace relationships and business and friendships in your country. Similarly, relationships in different companies will look differently. If you have changed the company, the relationships in what is considered good relationships in your new company may feel different to you from what was considered good in your previous company. If you have only worked for one company, it is fair to assume that other companies are different. This means that if you were to make a change, you would be prepared to learn the new language, to learn the new way of doing workplace relationships, and pretty much doing anything in that company. You would also be prepared to help a newcomer, to help a coworker who just joined your organization, to learn the new way and learn how to be successful in your company. To learn your company culture, learn its stories, learn its myths, learn its rules, learn its urban legends. Ask people what's important to them and why they do things the way they do them. I expand more on this in another video and put the link below in the description for you to check it out. Strategy number 7, develop more assertiveness. Assertiveness is the ability to be firm, honest, and friendly at the same time. My research shows that assertiveness is the single most important factor in satisfaction with workplace relationships, the kind of workplace relationships that bring meaning and meet the needs of both relationship partners. Assertiveness helps you say what needs to be said while remaining mutual, respectful, and kind, and build connection with others as opposed to distancing yourself from them. Getting along doesn't always come easy. It often takes courage, intent to get along, figure things out, and sometimes resilience. Strategy number 8, support others in developing more assertiveness. You can do this, for example, by appreciating their assertiveness, by affirming that when you see them do it with others or when you see them do it with you. Another way to do this and to support them in their assertiveness is to be receptive to their feedback and directness when they are that way with you. And you can also do this by modeling, being assertive to them. Modeling a behavior, doing something in front of other people typically makes it okay for them to behave the same way towards you. Developing your own assertiveness and supporting others in developing their assertiveness is one of those things that if you do more and more often, you are more likely to eventually shift your relational habits. Strategy number 9, appreciate people for who they are, not only for what they do. Everyone does their role differently. 2 different people in the same role would perform it differently. The way your current coworker does their part could have been much more difficult for you than they are doing today, so that is something to appreciate. But even more importantly, they bring perspectives that are different from yours. They bring skills that are different from yours. They bring experiences that are different from yours, and those things are highly valuable to collaboration and the outcome of your work together. Just like respect, appreciation needs to be mutual for the relationship to be generative, to be productive. If you are one of those people who think that everybody else, or at least some other people, are better than you, that they have been doing this longer, they have a better degree, they are more persuasive than you, yada yada yada, well, you need to remember that you are valuable too. That you also have those perspectives that are valuable, those experiences that are valuable, those skills that are valuable. And you are valuable to bring those things. You're valuable to both the process and the outcome of your work. Conversely, if you're someone who sees your own value before others or your own importance before others, you know who you are, it may actually really help you if you practice appreciating others more. Appreciating others when things are difficult may not be very easy to do, but it's really powerful. It helps others feel that they matter to you. It may equally be difficult, or it may also be difficult to appreciate someone who you think is difficult. If you are thinking that somebody is difficult and it's hard for you to appreciate them, I'd like to challenge you on that right now. First, let me ask you a question. If a person is difficult today, does this necessarily make them a difficult person? They may have a difficult day, they may have something challenging going on, work-related or not work-related, actually not related to you at all, or having nothing in common with you or your work together, and they're just having a bad day. My second question is whether you checked your assumptions about them. So we talked about this in strategy number 2, checking your assumptions, biases, and preconceived notions. My third question would be about you. How are you today? Are you having a particularly challenging or difficult day today so that a coworker seems to be more difficult than they really are? Fourth, but not the least point, the least question, have you taken perspective? Have you thought about and reminded yourself about all the things that you have learned from that person, about all the things that they have helped you with? Does it really make a person difficult if they've been helpful to you, if they've been supportive to you, if they've been really there for you when things were difficult? By the way, for more tips on navigating difficult situations in the workplace, I put together a whole another video on having productive conflict with coworkers, and I put the link down in the description. If you still find it difficult to appreciate your coworkers, you can start by starting to understand their point before responding with your own points. Learn to hold your own judgment back until you learn more, until you understand them better. So there you have it, 9 strategies to get along with your coworkers. So now you know my 9 strategies on how to improve your workplace relationships with coworkers, how to get along with your coworkers. I hope you found this helpful. The truth is, it's much easier to build relationships when you can see each other in person, when you are co-located, when you can have a random conversation about something, you can ask for help, or it's just easy to ask for small things and to share a chat about something like weather or traffic and things like that. But it's really getting more challenging when you have to work remotely. So I've put together a guide on how to make virtual collaboration successful. Feel free to download it below this video. If you found this video helpful, please let me know by commenting helpful below in the comments. If you like this video, feel free to like it and share it with your coworkers and friends that you care about that might find it helpful as well. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell if you want to get notified every week when I post a new video. Now, if you're interested in leveling up your functional or cross-functional collaboration, I have on-demand courses, and I can also do a live training for your team, a custom live training for your team. You can go for more details. You can go to my website, drolgatara.com, navigate to the trainings page, and find more information about the on-demand courses, or fill out an application for a live training for your team. If it looks like we are potentially well suited to be working together, then myself or somebody on my team will be reaching out to you directly. If you found this video helpful, let me know by liking it. If you have further questions or challenges when it comes to collaboration, functionally, cross-functionally, or remotely, do let me know. Use the survey link below, it's below in the description, to answer those questions and to ask those questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you again for watching, and see you in the next video.